Alright, guys, this is my video on 2.0. I've played for several hours. I made a new character. It's one I haven't tried before. It is just to test out, to make sure I wasn't crazy on an aspect I saw. So I was thinking about just diving in head first and doing an impression video, but I decided since I have played the game before, I would test it out. So here are my thoughts on it. First thing we'll do is just go in and look. So the camera's been adjusted a little bit, which to me isn't that big of a change, but the more I played with it, the more I realized that I liked it. Now on my higher level character, and when I say higher level, it's not that high because I deleted my other one when I heard the patch was coming, because I hadn't played in a while, which was stupid in retrospect. So you saw I just picked up a piece of gear, and that's going to get us to our first change with the game. So I'm playing with a controller, because I found it's pretty fun. If you saw my other video, and it still is. But one thing I'm going to say, with these changes, the whole experience just runs better. I'm going to say that keyboard and mouse, probably the preferred method, obviously, but the controller, I said I had fun with it in one of the pre-2.0 videos, even better now. So now, big change between the two. I'm going to open up, I can go into my inventory now, and we open it up, and I go here. I can now equip during the mission. So that's a huge change. It's a big quality of life. So I'm going to say just bravo for that. That's bringing it, and I do believe that's one of the things they said that they wanted to do, was bring it to how other action RPGs play, and it is. I get a new piece of gear, I should be able to, equip it and not wait till I got back to the bridge. Now this, I'll go over this too. This is one of the areas with the controller that I personally struggle with, is targeting. And I'm finding with this character that I'm not familiar with, I struggle even more, because you see right there, it's turned the wrong way. Now if you notice, if you are familiar at all with this game, I just leveled up. You didn't do that before 2.0, so that is a major change. You're now getting XP for all these little just trivial kills that you're getting, and that is a welcome change. And I know that I've already seen before the patch people complaining, and to each their own, but
I found the book.
This is what I expect when I go in and buy a game like this. I'm expecting things like that.
Loading.
And that's, and maybe you were too, and then you played the game and you liked those changes, but I expect to be able to change my loot mid-fight. I expect little things like being able to get XP on kills.
Creatures, come at me.
Now see, there's another spot where I'm just not used to the character. I tested out, I should say I did test out the controller with my assassin. And I don't have the issues targeting with the assassin with the controller that I do on this character. So I'm assuming it's just because I've never played around with this one.
Established connection with someone from an Imperial expedition on the ship. But
There's
he's clearly
usually a
confusing
chest
somewhere
over
else.
here. And there it is. So we're going to open the chest. And this is another change I've noticed. Is it seems like chests have more loot in them. I may be crazy. Let's see if we can get... So we have the great sword, but I'm not really wanting to... Let's switch weapon sets, because I'm not a big... Well... Alright, let's not switch weapon sets in. Maybe mess with that a little bit. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of the laser gun. So, I'm not going to equip that. Or, I do have it equipped, I should say. I don't mind to take that off. So we level up. Now that this is loading back in, one thing I have noticed is that the game seems to run smoother now. It loads a little faster. You may not notice it with me running the recording software, but when I am playing it with no recording software, it loads faster than I've ever seen it load. So that's an improvement. I did look over the patch notes, and I didn't spend a whole lot of time in some areas, simply because my characters, because I foolishly deleted them for the fresh start. So now they don't really pertain to me, some of these areas. But I was specifically looking to see if they improved the loading times, and I didn't notice anything. It's very possible I could have overlooked it. But they did take away, let me go ahead and take care of this room. They did take away the power rating for missions. It's all level based now, and I'm 100% okay with that. I'm sure some people, as a matter of fact, I know some people were mad about that, wondering how that's going to work out. And to me, it works out even better. I was playing on my assassin, and what I found is I had such a higher amount of missions that I could run through and complete. Because before, what I would run into is I would see these missions, and I would be hesitant to test them out because my gear rating would be too low. And now I'm going through and I'm seeing all these missions that are within my level range now, and I'm 100% okay with that. It just seems like there's so much more for me to do in the game now, even at a lower level. So I'm personally liking the change. I'm thinking they did a good job with that. So I'm gonna just say that anybody who was hesitant about how it could work, taking the power rating off, it works.
Die, unclean!
Now, the one area I wish they would have changed is still the weapon-based skills. I wish I could learn them as I level. That's still one thing I wish that they would change.
Alone, I'd say that I'm making adequate progress.
But we can't get everything we want, and I'm just going to say that now
Under some smoldering wreckage.
it's really not that big of an issue for me because I'm having, honestly, more fun playing.
Die, heretic!
One, as I just said, there's more for me to do, and this is going to come into the next thing. And I've seen the complaints on messages, and this was before 2.0. I've actually not been back to read. People have said that the strategy's going to be gone, and I disagree. People think that the game's now being marketed for people who don't have an attention span, and I disagree with that statement. I think when we come to play, like most people, like myself at least, we come expecting a certain type of gameplay with these style of games. We heard Warhammer 40k action RPG in the vein of Diablo, and we may have played Path of Exile, we may have played Titan Quest, so there's an expectation with this style of game, and there were just fundamental aspects that weren't there. So one of the things I've seen with the patch, and I'm still not convinced, and I'm going to say, to me, it feels like the gameplay is much faster. It's a much more enjoyable experience. Being able to go into my inventory and look at the gun here, and if I want to equip it, I can. Like here, the main implant, just equipped it. Chain sword, you could equip it. Now here's demolition armor, we equipped it, and we can see that I equipped it because my armor's different over there. And that is, like, for so long in this game, you couldn't do just little things like that, and they're such welcome changes. And you know why people oppose that, I still can't understand. But I'm not going to criticize anybody for their, for why they don't like the changes, because that's the thing. No, everybody's opinion is different. I'm giving you mine, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like the same thing, but I'm just here to tell you, this is now more in line with what you would expect from an action RPG. From the hours I've now put into it, would wholeheartedly recommend it. Now this said, this is where I'm going to put an asterisk next to that recommendation, because I've said it 2 or 3 times in the video. I did delete my higher level characters because I was not playing the game, and when I came back, I got the urge to play, and when I came back, one of the first things I saw was that a game-changing patch was coming. I deleted them. I wanted a fresh start. So I deleted those characters, and now they're gone. Foolish of me, yes, but they're gone. So here we are. So any of the end-game stuff, high-level content, I cannot review right now. I can't test it out. I'm going from the same content I've been playing recently, but I'm going to tell you my experience with that content. This is way more enjoyable. Way more enjoyable. So with that said, let's get back into the inventory. Items now have, if you look to the right where that power rating used to be, now has an item level. Now your missions will drop items within 5 levels of your character level. That's what they claim. Now that item level seems a little higher than 5 levels. So maybe, or I'm sorry, that is not. I got ahead of myself. The item level's in the middle. I'm naturally looking where the power rating used to be. But the item level 1. But anyway, 5 levels of what you're supposed to be. Now, I'm going to keep looking at my, or the patch notes. Because if you saw my previous videos, I refused to read them before this video, before the patch came out. I just picked up on some things from the forums. I did not want to read them. So here's some other changes that came after I read them, and I'm going to try to cover more on them, but I'm not there yet. I did get a new item that came. It started a high-risk, high-reward mission, and it was a little too difficult for my assassin. And I got wiped out. Now, I'm going to also say that I may be crazy, but I think I cranked the difficulty up. Now, this was also at about 6 in the morning. I was falling asleep, so I may not have cranked the difficulty up. I may just be imagining that. Either way, that's a new item in the game. The crafting's been reworked. Crafting, they had a philosophy to make it more meaningful. So they got rid of some the materials. Let's see. They reworked tarot card system. So they did a lot of major changes to the game. So I would definitely, at this point, if you are, this could be how I'm going to word this, since this is how I would want somebody to tell me. If you are a big fan of action RPGs, if the game is on sale, if you're only a fan of action RPGs, the game's on sale, pick it up. If you're a diehard fan of action RPGs, this is probably something that would entertain you. If you're a big fan of action RPGs and Warhammer, pick it up. If you're a diehard fan of Warhammer in general, I would say pick it up. Unless you absolutely despise the style of game. Because I don't think it's going to sell you on the genre, even with Warhammer. Me, I like this style of game. I like Warhammer, and I think both would sell me either way. I think it's really enjoyable, especially after this new patch. Now, this is going to be the first impression video I do. If I can keep leveling and get to some of these other new systems pretty quickly, I'm going to do a second video looking at some of these other systems. I'd really like to get to the end game content, but I think that's going to take me a little while, but we'll see. But I do expect to keep taking a look at this game because I am really enjoying it. So if you like what you see, keep an eye out, because I will be doing some more on patch 2.0. I don't know what character I'll be doing. I'm enjoying this one so far. So either way, might be doing multiple characters. Anyway, guys, right now, I'm going to say I recommend this game. I think the changes were good. If you're unsure still yet, I would wait for a sale. If not, if you think you're going to like it, and if you're a big fan of either the IP or the genre, I'd say go ahead and pick it up. I think it's damn good. Alright, guys, any comments, suggestions, go ahead, feel free, leave those. Be sure to hit the like button, give me a subscribe. Thanks again.